Hey YouTube, what's going on? Adam and Danny from RuneGatestudio here, back again with a new video. This one's very exciting. We've been waiting for so long.
This is a video about another video that we made. It's a music video for Unleash the Archers from their new album for their song called Soulbound.
New album's called Abyss.
Released today is the release day of the video.
Not the album.
Not the album.
This is not like a reaction video because we've heard this song and watched this video hundreds and hundreds of times. If you want a reaction video, head on to my music channel where I can pretend to hear it for the first time, but not really. So me and Danny and a bunch of our friends have been fans of Unleash the Archers for years. Like, we listened to these guys for so long.
High school.
Every time they came to the island, we've been to their concert. You can find us like in the bootleg concert videos that are floating around.
Yeah, so we're going to be watching through the video. We're going to be breaking it down, just kind of how we made it.
Some behind the scenes, anecdotal stories.
Exactly. A bunch of the prep that went into it. We're going to be stopping it a bunch and talking about it. So if you want to just like enjoy the video and the music, which is awesome, watch the video in the description.
Yeah. I'm sure most of you will just be coming from
Probably,
the music video.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've
going
already
to watch
seen
this
the
first.
video. All our loyal subscribers.
Yeah, exactly.
We're making this video before the actual music video gets released. So potentially we might make a follow-up video if you guys had any like questions or something like regarding the video. We might make it like a frequently asked questions or a Q&A regarding the music video or its preppers, or if there's anything that we didn't cover that you guys want to know the answer to. So if you have any notes or questions about the video or about how I made it or anything else, leave them in the comments down below, and we might make a follow-up to this video at some point.
Yeah.
Who knows? Without further ado, let's just hop right into the music video, and we'll pause it every time I feel like we have something to say.
There's a lot of different locations and stuff right off the top. At the beginning, it'll kind of start to make more sense as the video goes on. One of the opening shots is a shot of Adam all rigged up and stuff. So that was kind of like a last minute thing. We actually both ended up being in the video. Had some people lined up and then they fell through to play characters. So we were like, all right, so we hopped in. Where you saw Adam and any kind of the stuff that's not the playthrough stuff thus far has been in a co-working space in town here that we rented out. This stuff you're looking at right now is actually in a tiny little attic in this guy, the guitarist Andrew's dad's
property.
Pretty ghetto when you looked at it objectively. But
yeah,
I think the shots turned out really nice. And you can't tell we were
the
in a
playthrough
barn.
stuff. The playthrough shots, like, look at this frame. Just look at this frame. It's beautiful, okay? Like, there's so much going on here. The playthrough stuff turned out so much cooler than we had initially anticipated. When we first got there, the walls were covered in this super shiny, like, white plastic. So it was almost impossible to have any light in the place without just reflecting it all back into the camera and just seeing that you're in the kind of a grimy loft area. But we ended up finding rolls of tar paper that we stapled to the wall in like a U behind them. So we kind of, basically the idea was that we wanted the band playthrough to look like it was taking place in like a void, because the whole album and the song and the vibe of this new project by the band is much more like sci-fi cosmic fantasy as opposed to the typical medieval fantasy that we've heard in previous records. So we wanted to kind of reflect that in the playthrough section by having them, I don't know, be like in a cosmic void somewhere. So to do that, we had three different Judd lights. We had green, blue, and pink, and then we had like just a warm other key light just kind of pushing
on some of the shots, not all of them.
And then Andrew, the guitarist here, came through so hard with this Walmart like laser light. He's like, what if we just tried this? Because we also had a smoke machine. We bought a smoke machine for this music video, so we just have that now, which is dope. So, and I feel like this laser thing like really just pushes it into that realm of epic 80s like sci-fi goodness.
It was not in our plan at all. I mean, we kind of had the plan to just use the lights and just kind of have the cool blue, pink, green kind of like crazy look. And then this laser turned out like way better than we ever thought. When we saw how it looked, we made it one of the key elements of the playthrough stuff.
It's like one of the main appeals of all these shots, honestly. For me, it adds like a sense of depth to the shots.
Oh yeah, it looks like they're just kind of like Lightspeed kind of vibes, you know, just.
Yeah. So as far as the playthrough goes, like I love all these shots. Like turned out so well. So I'm stoked on them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, actually, hold on. Sorry.
There's more.
Sorry to pause it again so soon. But look, we've been watching the comments in the Abyss video, alright? So we know what you guys are talking about. Where is the bass player? Where is the bass player for Unleash the Archers? Well, we just want to say RuneGate Studio exclusive reveal. For the very first time, we are telling you that there is a new bass player in Unleash the Archers, and it's this guy right here.
Ooh, mysterious.
Mysterious figure in the background playing the bass guitar. His name? Cam Saunders. The absolute legend.
His secret power? He can't play the bass.
He doesn't know how to play the bass. So for all of you wondering where the bass player of Unleash the Archers are, there he is.
Yeah, Cam stepped in just to kind of have another body in the frame.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't really show him much in the playthrough bits, but he also played...
You'll see him later.
Yeah, he plays a character in the story elements.
I just wanted to give a shout out to our boy Cam.
Oh, he crushed it. Yeah, 110%. He went for it. It's awesome.
I love that outfit. Oh, oh, I just want to give a quick shout out to Danny. So for this video,
thanks, man. I appreciate that.
For this video,
give it to Brad.
My point is for this video, the editing as far as like the actual cutting together of the video and the sequence or whatever was done by me. Like I cut together the video or whatever, which took an age. But there's a whole back half of work that I feel like might go unappreciated if we don't draw attention to that. And that's Danny. Danny did most, if not all, of like the effects and the coloring when it comes to the video. So stuff like adding the bionic eye onto our extra Brad here was done by Danny. Removing electrical outlets from walls when we didn't want them to be.
There's a lot of stuff. Because we kind of wanted this to be future-y kind of sci-fi, like electrical wall outlets aren't really conducive to that. So there's actually a lot, probably like 15 outlets through the whole video that
you'll never see.
That had to be removed in After Effects, as well as
a van, a table,
like just a bunch of stuff that was like
shadows on trees
table that was
shouldn't have been
bolted
there.
to the wall, and a bunch of stuff. We were kind of given a bit of a luxury with the amount of time that we had to edit this, so we could really just kind of like deep dive into it and be pretty picky. So,
that was really nice because the deadline for the video got pushed like basically 2 months. We had 2 months extra to work on it, so we were really able to go over like frame by frame and really make sure that everything was like as we wanted it to be. Like even just like removing like tiny like things that people would never notice, but it's just like, oh, we have the time, we might as well just put like just that extra little bit to push it over the top, and again just so that we know that we did the best that we could given the time we had, right? So I just want to give a shout out to my main man here for all that work, you know.
I will also give a shout out to Brad too. He does deserve a shout out. He came on super short notice.
He did.
Just to play this small character in there. So he came in and did a great job. Thanks, Brad.
Thanks, Brad.
Andrew is very comforted to have another ginger on the set.
Was he, or I can't remember if they were fighting or about to fight or not.
It was kind of a mix of both,
okay,
you know.
I think that's how it typically goes.
Yeah, that kind of tension with gingers.
Oh, she looks so sweet. Oh, okay, hold on. Alright, so Brad gets his brains bashed by Cam. Oh, that's Cam, by the way. So you see Cam.
He's a scary looking one.
He's a scary looking one. He's the soldier character, the soldier's son. So he kills Brad, who is like supposed to be an intergalactic ship
businessman,
he's a businessman,
or like a kind of like a political
rival to the politician character
like
that Scott plays. So yeah, in the story of the song, he gets killed. This was shot not on location because it was a really fancy co-working space. We didn't want to get fake blood everywhere. So we shot it on our dining room table.
Yeah, right behind this backdrop over there.
We basically just took all the papers, laid them out in a similar fashion how they were shot in, and I took a Ziploc bag full of blood and just kind of like smacked it.
I mean, the spread of the blood was everywhere.
Well, but we used boxes of frozen chicken
Just the boxes. There was no frozen
right,
chicken in it.
To block it, so we like set up a barricade. I have a picture. I'll slot it in here.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
You can see our sick setup. Okay.
Stop it there.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, Adam was the one who suggested this effect that we wanted to do. So we had this mask on him. Originally, we were just going to pull it off. But then he thought it would be cool to kind of have a tube attached to the inside of the mask.
Yeah, like I'm being violated by this cult.
Yeah, like Matrix kind of style. You pull it off, and then it looks like it's coming out. He just had the tube wrapped up in his mouth. But to get that black stuff there, we had activated charcoal powder that we were using to kind of rub on people's teeth and kind of in their fingernails and stuff, just to give it kind of that kind of gnarly look. Adam got a little zealous with this moment.
Well,
and he's like, "Yeah, give me a whole spoonful."
I was blindfolded,
and then
I was kneeling on the floor blindfolded, and I was like, "Give me a spoonful."
And then so I gave him a spoonful. I guess I did it, and then.
To be fair, you said like how much? I was like, "Give me like a good one."
Yeah.
You know, I was pretty confident. Because I've put activated charcoal in my mouth before for like other videos that we've made, but I guess I at the time I could see what I was doing and could like have control to like push it around in my teeth.
He just pretty much inhaled it.
Oh,
right
it's
into
like
his lungs.
It's like the cinnamon challenge. I literally almost threw up 3 times trying to film this scene.
Yeah, he's sitting there on the floor. I'm trying to film him. He's coughing and gagging and laughing and drooling and almost puking.
Yeah.
And I'm
also trying to stuff a tube down like, into my mouth to put the mask on.
I'm standing there with Andrew, who plays the
cult leader.
The cult leader in this scene, and we're just kind of like awkwardly waiting for this like horrible episode to be over.
It was a nightmare. I was in pain.
Yeah, it was absolutely awful.
Going. I can make more. I can make it more.
Oh my god, dude, are you dying right now?
First take. We got this shot, so I don't have to do it again. I think it looks really gross.
It does. It's uncomfortable.
And really good. So, and that's kind of what I wanted anyways. That's blue curacao, by the way. But it's sci-fi drink. Also, when I'm shivering, I'm like not acting really. I'm just in discomfort.
Really? Or are you just very excited for Andrew to be touching your face?
Oh, okay. Both.
One of the cooler kind of like moments, like silhouettes of the thing, I think.
So sick.
One, like Brittany's costume was awesome. Her makeup was really, really awesome as well.
Mm-hmm.
So this is also filmed on Andrew's dad's property, kind of beside this thing. When we shot, we didn't realize it wasn't going to get like as dark as we needed it until like quite late. As well as everyone had to get makeuped up. Everyone was wearing sclera lenses, which are contact lenses that are about that big, and they cover
Blacked
the
out.
entire thing in black. Yeah, they looked really awesome, but I think only a couple of the band members had ever even put in contacts before.
Yeah.
So
it was a whole ordeal.
Oh,
like, it took hours to get them in.
It was horrible. It took so long to get them in. They couldn't get them in themselves, and then our makeup artist Jordan had to come in and kind of like help them with it. It seemed so horrible. I'm pretty happy I didn't have to put them in because they just seemed uncomfortable. And then as soon as they're in, there's kind of a time frame in which like you're supposed to keep them in, or else your eyes are just going to completely dry out. So it was a very kind of like hectic getting up to this point. Plus we had a whole rain rig that we built.
Yeah, so you can see here like the fog from our fog machine. We just would pump it like before every single shot. But also the rain, entirely manufactured. Like Danny said, we built a rain machine for this shoot. Because we had so much time, so we thought might as well just do it. And the band like very early on, it's like threw out the idea like, what if like would it be cool if we were like walking in the rain, singing or whatever, like just in the rain or something? And we're like, rain always looks cool on film. Me and Danny looked into it a little bit, researched how to build one, and then just made one.
Yeah, threw it together.
Yeah, thanks to Danny's dad for helping us out with that. He's much more handy than we are just building things. Again, you'll see, but the shots in the rain realm look sick. Like
really,
they look
really
so
awesome.
good.
This shoot went really late. We didn't get home till like 3:30 in the morning, just because of the nature of filmmaking. It always takes way longer than you think. Everyone was such a big trooper in this because it was cold and we were all standing in the rain machine for hours and hours. They were in, horribly uncomfortable contact lenses.
Also not wearing that much. Brittany was wearing a big cloak, but the dudes were in tank tops. Between like the weird lasery neon drenched playthrough aesthetic, and then we have this really dark, gnarly kind of almost like horror.
Well, it's more of the kind of like less of the like that kind of cyber fantasy and more of like that classic kind of fantasy that you're talking about.
But dark,
right? So,
though.
Yeah, dark.
But we just love how we have both of those aesthetics like just kind of mashed together.
Just ham-fisted.
I feel like
together.
typically you wouldn't think that they would go well together, and you know what? Maybe they don't, but we think they do, and we think it's pretty cool. Because again, it's like they play off of each other. Like the neon makes it so it's like the video doesn't take itself too seriously, but it also this kind of grounds it in that gritty, like kind of dark, more like adult storyline that we're going for like throughout the album, right? This isn't for children. Okay.
Okay.
Get them out of here.
Shot worked well.
Yeah. Okay. This is the first time you really see Brittany's face, like without the hood and like the full makeup and everything on. So for this shoot, we got a makeup artist from Vancouver to come out, and she was wonderful. She did the makeup for everybody, and during the Rain Realm scene, real world scenes where all the guys had to look like super kind of like gaunt and dead looking. And then the playthrough, like where Brittany is super glam, she has like the silver eyeshadow and stuff. She was brilliant. She was great. Jordan Amanda Artistry. You can check her out on Instagram. We'll link it down below. Go give her some love. Again, she stayed till 3:30 with the rest of us on that night. So she was great to work with. So again, just shout out to her. And again, look how sick she looks. So you can see the square is there. I guess also green. Also,
There's Cam giving it his all.
so here's Cam. Here's our boy Cam, right? And we like pretty much asked him the night before if he wanted to be in this video. And he had no idea what that would entail. Like he was suffering with the rest of them putting these contacts in, soaking wet, totally cold, but he was so game the whole time. He was the first one to run and dunk his head into like hose water so he could look wet, like super wet for like this shot. And everything he did, he just like whenever he was acting, like grabbing his head and falling to the floor, like he just fully committed, which we really appreciate. I don't know. I just thought it was sick.
Yeah, no acting coaching needed at all for Cam.
For this guy, yeah.
No.
He
I learned
owned it.
from Cam.
We all learned from
We all
Cam
learned
on
from
that
Cam.
day. Also, while he doesn't play bass, despite being the new bassist from Unleash the Archers, he does play drums in a band called Amnesia, and we will link their Bandcamp below. I think they're a Victoria like grindcore, black metal, tech death metal kind of band. Check them out. The link will be in the description down below. Amnesian, hit him up.
At this point in filming, everyone's eyes were like burning. You can literally see tears in his eyes. That's because he literally couldn't have his eyes open for any amount of time because they had been in for too long. He was, I think, the first one to put them in.
He was so excited.
Yeah, he was so excited to get them in, and then he got them in, and then a few hours later he was crying. But we literally had to get him to like have his eyes closed, and then he'd be like, "Okay, when's the shot happening? I can open them for like a few seconds." And so that's kind of what we were working with.
Yeah.
There was just
the looks of discomfort, anguish, and pure suffering you see on the faces of all the guys, especially Andrew. It's all real. Like they're not like they just were in pain during this shoot.
Method acting.
Again, like at 3 a.m. or whenever we were kind of wrapping up, we all went into this room to kind of like take off the wet clothes. We were breaking down the set, getting the contacts out, getting the makeup off, and all the things. The band told us, they're like, I think we can confidently say that this was the worst shoot that we've ever had the pleasure of experiencing. Because before they were telling us how like when they shot the Cleanse the Bloodline video, they like it was a pretty awful shoot. Like they had to drive for super long, like go stand in like the freezing cold.
Hike out into the
and they were saying like that's probably one of the worst things we ever did. And like after this, they're like, this is the worst shoot we've ever done, like by far. Like it was absolutely terrible. And we're like, at least you'll remember us.
Yeah, I don't think they meant that the shoot was terrible and we were terrible. I think just the
no.
It was just the concept that we had just called for a lot of discomfort in the actual shoot itself, and they were all game for it. They were all super.
No, it's not like they were complaining. It's just like one of those things you laugh about once the pain's over. Oh, okay. Also, sorry. You see how like the torch like it kind of flares out on beat because I edited it that way and I thought it was kind of sick. But that's because like the torches kept breaking. So this moment here is actually a torch like snapping and falling off. We had 9 of them just to kind of because we thought we should have a couple extra just to be safe.
Yeah.
It turns out 9 wasn't enough.
No.
By the end of it, you'll see shots later of them kind of walking through the rain. There's a shot of Scott out of focus, like spitting and like with the torch and stuff. None of that was like really planned. It's because we only had 1 torch left. All the other ones, they all had broken at that point. So they just had the 1 left, and they were taking it back and like passing it back and forth, just walking back and forth so we could film them. But you can see we have several shots of the torches just falling apart. And we'll be like, oh man.
Yeah, we'll probably find one and play it for you guys now. But so these torches, like that's something that we didn't really consider was going to happen. We were largely concerned with finding the right like fuel that was gonna burn confidently in the rain. We ended up with kerosene. So we had a big bucket of kerosene. Oh gosh,
this is not work safe.
And then we had a big bucket of water near it, but they were the same containers.
No, okay, one was black and one was clear.
Yeah,
black meant death. Don't put the torch in the death bucket or else you're gonna die. Put it in the clear bucket because that means
water.
Life. It's water.
But basically what was happening is that at the bottom of the actual torch head where it kind of like meets the stick, it would just burn straight through that. Because when we tested them, we didn't really test
keeping them lit for longer than 5 minutes.
Yeah, we were like, well, we thought we had a hard time putting them out because we were like, okay, these are going to burn for a long time. That's great. That's good. But we didn't really think that the sticks were just going to give out on us.
Yeah, so...
But I'm really glad we brought way too many.
Oh, we didn't
that we
enough,
thought
man.
we needed. Yeah. Because if we had just brought enough, we would have been having to like make more pretty much like on the spot. We'd have to figure something out. So so that's definitely good. So yeah, like this shoot ended when the last torch fell
that's
apart.
basically like, as soon as the last torch like broke, they were like, all right, I guess that's a wrap. You know, hopefully we have what we need. Okay, wait, best shot's right here. Sorry. It's like my favorite shot in the whole video. Not really, but kind of. It was one of my favorite shots like when we very first started editing it together.
Oh, that's great. Yeah,
it just it's such a cool shot. I remember I was holding the camera, me and Danny were both filming, Brittany, and it was just kind of like the solo, like just like doing the vocal performance. And I remember I had like this really cool angle where like the green was shooting out behind her head like a weird cosmic halo. And we both, all of us had earplugs in, and I was yelling at her like, look at, like for the chorus, like look here. And she was like, huh? And we figured it out. And like at the last second, she understood and like looked right in the camera, and I got this shot. That's first one, give me the last one. For the last chorus, look at here. I knew like in the moment that it was like gonna be so good, and it was. I just wanted to bring attention to this shot because it's cool. We're gonna watch it again. Listen, he spits on beat here. Oh, the water like shooting.
Yeah,
off.
it just kind of spots off a little bit.
I don't know if you remember if you can see it at some point, but there's a map.
I don't think we. Yeah, I don't think.
Oh, we didn't. We had a shot before you could see it,
Yeah.
but there's a map of Skyrim like on there. That way you just kind of like just to fill up some space. We ended up scrapping that shot. So that's the music video. That's the secret project we were working on this entire time. Sorry, friends. We didn't tell any of our friends about this entire time.
We didn't tell any of the ones that actually that were fans and know the band. I don't know why we decided to do that.
I thought it would be funny.
We just didn't. So yeah. Surprise Dalen, Ben and Noah. Yeah, this is what we've been doing for the past little bit. Yeah. So, surprise.
This is why we couldn't hang out.
Yeah, exactly. The whole thing was filmed on mainly the Sony a7 III and the Panasonic GH5 with an assortment of different lenses, including a couple vintage lenses that we used. I don't know. If you guys have any specific questions about like how we did specific things, leave those in the comments below, and maybe we'll answer them in the comments, and then maybe we can make that follow-up video. If you guys are interested in technical stuff, I could talk for days about it. But yeah, let me know if you're into that kind of thing.
If you want a video where I don't talk at all.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you only want me,
which is probably what most of you want, anyways.
Yeah. But yeah, okay. So if you're at all interested in that, just hit us up in the comments, and I'll fill you in as best I can. I don't know. It was a really long process. It was a lot of fun, kind of building it from scratch. The band themselves, like when we first started talking to them, didn't have a super solid idea of kind of what they wanted.
Right. Initially, we were gonna do like a playthrough video, like the Awakening video.
Yeah, actually, that was initially what they wanted. They were like, we want to do a simple playthrough video, and then we were kind of just like we just started thinking about it and talking about it. And we were like, yeah, but what if it wasn't simple? Yeah, and what if it was too complicated?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. So here's another thing on my end. The whole like editing the actual video together. It was a very interesting kind of process because on one hand it's a music video, so it's like it's very schizophrenic almost. You're like kind of constantly cutting back to like playthrough bits, and also like music videos in general don't have to really be like, you don't have to worry too much about continuity, but at the same time I was also kind of treating it like a little bit of a short film because there's a pretty like kind of complex story that is being told throughout the course of the video that, I mean, maybe people won't really get, but I wanted to make sure that it was told properly. The thing is that for the first like half of the video, it's 3 separate like mini stories that happen that all have to be kind of displayed. They can't just happen one after another because that's kind of like boring if it kind of be constantly going back. Always keep the viewer engaged in like all 3 aspects. So it's like you have the matriarch in her location, you have the cult leader in me doing one thing, and then you have the politician, the soldier, and then like the business guy in one thing. And those are the 3 stories that have to kind of, they have to be twisted together simultaneously for the first part of the video, and then they kind of converge into the rain realm. And once you got to that point, it's a lot easier kind of figure out where to put shots. Whereas more of just kind of
it's more linear. Yeah,
it was more linear. It was the harder part about that was kind of like scavenging shots, just because like we kind of were rushed at the end. So just kind of using shots that maybe like were accidental. The shot of Scott spitting is one of my favorite shots in the video, but it just was like we just kind of had the camera on him, but like when we weren't really meaning to. Overall, like the video turned out like exactly kind of how we were hoping.
Yeah, big shout out to the band. Thanks for working with us. We loved it. It was great.
Yeah, super fun.
That was awesome. Let's do it again.
Let's do it again.
Definitely check out the video. Watch the whole thing through without us just blabbing over the whole thing. Check out the band, give them some love. Check out Andrew's Twitch channel. It's awesome. He's super talented.
What's his
Silent? It's not Laser Night anymore. Silent Ship, or something like that.
Change it back to Laser Night. Check out Amnesian, and check out Jordan Amanda Artistry.
Hopefully now that this project is kind of over and done, it'll give us a bit more time to maybe make some more videos. Who knows? But yeah, thank you guys all for watching. It's a little bit of a long one, but just something that we've been working on. Little update, little behind the scenes, little fun facts. So,
a couple fun facts. Check us out on our Instagram as well. That'll also be in the description. So yeah, if you like the video, make sure to like it. If you like the channel, make sure to subscribe. Of course, everybody have a great day. We'll see you another time. And once again, thank you.
Thank you. Stay safe.
Stay safe.
All right.